Establishing boundaries is essential for maintaining healthy relationships and ensuring your well being. But it can be challenging to find the right balance between personal and work related boundaries. My favorite author, speaker Brene Brown, says that daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. So let's explore today how effectively balancing these boundaries are essential to create a more harmonious life. In today's episode, we are discussing a crucial aspect of boundary setting. Balancing boundaries means recognizing the different demands of your personal and professional life while ensuring that neither overshadows the other. When boundaries are too rigid, you may miss out on important personal connections or opportunities at work. Conversely, if boundaries are too loose, you risk burnout and stress. Striking the right balance is key to maintaining both your productivity and your personal relationships. So, what challenges can come in balancing these boundaries? Role confusion. It can be difficult to switch between personal and professional roles, especially in remote work settings where home and workspaces overlap. Guilt and obligation. Many people feel guilty for prioritizing personal time over work commitments or vice versa. That leads to an imbalance that can affect overall well being. Lack of communication. We have seen in our previous episode that how can we communicate effectively our boundaries. So, if failing to communicate your boundaries clearly to others can lead misunderstandings and resentment. These are some challenges you can find to when you're balancing your boundaries. However, we have some strategies. We have shared it before also. Here are some more. Define your boundaries. Take time to identify what boundaries are essential for you in both personal and professional context. Follow the method we have shared in our previous episode of having your zones yellow, green, red. When you do self reflection, you first identify your limits. That was another episode. Once you define your boundaries, identify your limits, it becomes a bit easier then. Consider what you need to feel supported and fulfilled in each area of your life. Communicate openly. Again, we have done a separate episode on that. Clearly express your boundaries to colleagues, friends, family. Let them know your availability and what you need to maintain a healthy balance. For example, if you need to leave work by a certain time to spend time with family, communicate that expectation upfront. And conversely, again, if there is a need of some extra time in office, in your workspace, due to some very important presentation or some yearly meeting, annual meetings, communicate in your family that you will not be available, say for a weekend or for some days you will be working a little bit of overtime, so that your family will be expecting that okay, you will not be available. Create separate spaces. If you work from home, designate specific areas for work and personal activities. This physical separation can help you mentally switch between roles and respect your boundaries. Establish a routine that includes time for work, self care, personal relationships. Sticking to a routine can help reinforce your boundaries and ensure that you are dedicating time to both areas of your life. Practicing no, learning to say no to additional work or commitments or social obligations that infringe on your personal time can help. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your well being. It's okay not to go to someone's wedding or a birthday party or some social gathering if you are unwell or if you need that downtime to re energize yourself for coming week, etc. Let's have an expert insight. I will be quoting Miss Brené Brown again. In her book, Gifts of Imperfection, she emphasizes the importance of self compassion when setting boundaries. She states that when we give ourselves permission to fail, we at the same time we give others also permission to fail. This insights actually encourages us to be kinder to ourselves as we navigate the complexities of balancing boundaries. So you give yourself permission to say no to others. You give yourself permission not to feel obligated to attend every meeting or to attend every festival or every social gathering, family setup, or even having the guilt of saying no. So you have to give yourself these kind of permissions. Flexible work hours. Some companies do allow employees to set flexible work hours, enabling them to manage personal commitments without sacrificing productivity. If you are lucky enough to have that kind of setup in your organization, take good advantage of it. This flexibility can greatly enhance work life balance. Scheduled family times. Many individuals find success by scheduling regular family activities or date nights, treating them with the same importance as work meetings. This intentionality helps maintain personal connections. Today, we have another story from a listener. Her name is Sunita, and she shares her experience in balancing her boundaries. She had shared a very short uh, situation of hers as this spotlight story. So, after struggling to juggle work demands with her children's need, uh, she found herself exhausting. There was a burnout, and hence she was not able to do justice to both her job and her family. So she realized that, and to find this balance, she implemented a strict end of workday routine that includes family dinner time and marking the calendar for a playtime with children and small walks with her husband. And like we do it for our meetings, we block our calendars. She blocked these kind of family time also, and by communicating these things to her employer also, that she wanted to be more present at home, uh, and to her family that on certain days she will not be available for these kind of activities. That helped her being more productive at work because she knew that there is a support from family, and she was more present at her with her family because she knew that she had been productive at her work and she had completed all her tasks. She had communicated her manager about her needs. So this story highlights the importance of being proactive in setting and communicating boundaries, finding this balance of boundaries in your life. Here are some self coaching questions. What boundaries do I currently have in place for my personal and professional life? How do I feel when my boundaries are tested or crossed? What specific changes can I make to better balance my boundaries? How can I communicate my boundaries more effectively to those around me? Balancing boundaries in personal and professional life is essential for achieving overall well being and satisfaction. By defining your boundaries, communicating openly, and creating a structured routine, you can foster healthier relationships and enhance your productivity. Again, remember setting boundaries is a form of self care that benefits both you and those around you. If you found this episode helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe and share it with people who you think can make use of this information and that can help them balance the boundaries. And we want to hear your stories about balancing boundaries in your life. Share your experiences with our for our next listener segment, and let's continue this important conversation together.